evening and welcome to Fashion and Lifestyle. I'm Siobhan Harton and I'm here with award-winning designer Elena Brennan. Elena has wonderful jewellery designs which I've seen in loads of great places, and I'm just absolutely over the moon to have Elena here. Good evening, Elena, and welcome to Fashion and Lifestyle.
Hello,
Tell us a little bit about yourself, Elena, how you got into your designs, because I've read a bit that you designed from when you were a child. So this is really interesting.
I was always fiddling with jewellery. I had an aunt who was in America for years and just brought home buckets full of jewellery. So we were always rooting in her loft where all the jewellery was. And I was always fixing jewellery from when I was in school. I loved art, was good at art, and I apprenticed with I did a transition year work experience with a coppersmith who happened to be a goldsmith, so he set me on the path of jewellery.
Wow, so even from transition that you started?
Yeah, he gave me a bin full of scraps and I came away with something like 22 brooches and boxes and pieces for hanging on the wall, in 2 weeks. And
no way.
He finished them all. So.
And where was he local? Was he local to you, or how?
Well, I'm from Roscommon. Okay. So he was in Slievebond in Roscommon.
In Roscommon. So wow, that's fantastic that you got in that early. Mm-hmm. So it's really it's from a long time.
Well, it gave me direction. It gave me direction there. When I didn't know what I wanted to do. I just knew I wanted to go to art college after that, and I saw an article about jewellery in a magazine, and it was the figurativeness of the jewellery that appealed to me. So I did jewellery design in Belfast, in York Street in Belfast, University of Ulster, for 4 years. But it was really only in my final year that I discovered it was carving that I wanted to do. I started carving bars of soap, and it was that figurative part of jewellery that attracted me.
So you started carving in bars of soap first. Mm-hmm. So how does that? And then you went into the jewellery after that? Or
This was in my final year of jewellery. Yeah. I went through the 4 years of jewellery design and craftsmanship and stuff. And I liked it. It was okay. It was grand. I really did like craft. But what really lit my fire was when I discovered I could carve and started carving.
And that's how you start? Is that how you start now?
That's how I start now. Yeah, I'm a wax modeler, jewellery carver. So,
right. So what does that mean then? In Elaine went on as the wax modeler jewellery. Is this your normal process, or is this it, or is this just to you?
No, most jewellery, you start off with a master. You start off with the design and then you create it. Sometimes it's created in wax, sometimes it's created straight in silver or metal. It depends on how complicated the design is. My pieces are very figurative, they're very organic, three-dimensional, so I carve in wax and then I cast in silver.
Right.
But so you'd start with a master pattern, then you make a mould, and then from the mould you take more waxes, and then you you cast with a lost wax process.
Right. Actually, we have an image coming up of a wax mould. Is it that's going to come up on screen? So we'll see it here on screen. Mm-hmm. Is that a wax cast there?
Yes,
that's on screen, and you've got one here.
I think I have.
So just talk us a little bit about that.
There's the finished ring.
Okay, can we zoom in on that? That's on Elena's, or do you want me to?
You hold.
I'll hold it up. Wow, it's actually a swan.
It's a swan. It's part of my Children of Lair range of jewellery.
It's a part of the Children of Lair range of jewellery, which is a swan.
And it's
that was the wax you saw beforehand.
Yeah.
So it actually goes like that on the finger, is it?
Yeah, if you put it on your right finger, it slides down and it really lengthens your finger.
Right. So it goes that way.
Right hand.
Oh, the other right hand.
Yeah.
That was like when I was driving first. Like the driving instructor used to always say, my left, Siobhan, my left.
I think all women have problems with the left and right. I know I do. You put it the other way around, and it angles down.
The other way around. Okay, I will get this right.
Maybe I think I might have another one here.
There we are.
Yes,
there
we are. See, it slides down. I
should have done my nails. Can you see that? That's just absolutely gorgeous, and it fits so perfectly.
Yeah, because it's asymmetrical. It's high on one side and low on the other, so it fits into that groove on your fourth finger. And that I do a lot of big rings, and that's one of their qualities, that they lengthen your finger because they use extra space that's not actually usually used.
Right.
So you can wear a longer ring without having long fingers.
Without having long fingers, so it elongates it and slims the fingers down. Then obviously with that, God, it won't come off now.
Oh, it must be meant for you.
No, that is perfect. That's beautiful. So you start with that. Mm-hmm. And then you have other pieces here, Elena. Do you want to tell us a little bit about them?
I'll just say about with the carving wax. It's a hard blue carving wax.
Oh, this is what you start off with.
That's what I start off with.
Right.
Blue carving wax, and I have small little engraving tools. These are little chisels, hand chisels.
You just hold it a little bit higher,
Mhm.
a little bit higher, and you can see it. Higher,
So
a little bit higher.
Higher over there.
Yeah, can you see that? So that's the carving wax
So
that
you
you
just-
start off with.
Yeah, and they're little chisels. They've all got different faces on them there. So you just carve designs on it, and that's how I do it.
And that's how you start off.
Yeah, the whole thing is
So-
carved in a block of wax like that, and just it comes out of it because I carve it.
Right.
And I have a little heated wire as well for joining bits that break off or adding onto it. So it's basically carve back, added on, carve back. And
Right.
that's.
So this is it,
Mhm.
and it's just you carve the designs in that. Can we see that? So it's a little blue wax that you start off carving. So say you have your design carved out in this, right?
Mhm.
Because I've never used this or seen this before, and you had your design carved out in that. Then what's the next step after that?
When I finish the wax, I send it to a caster in Dublin, and it's put onto a wax tree, and basically it's just a big tree with branches on it, and they stick waxes on all of the branches, and the tree is put, there's a hole, kind of a hole at the bottom of the wax stem, but the wax covers it. So the can is put over it, and the can is filled with plaster,
Mhm.
and then it's put into a kiln, and the plaster dries, and the wax just melts down. So you're left with a negative in the can. So you basically
Right.
you have a plaster mold. So then the next day, when it's really good and hot, he gets molten silver and heats it to the right temperature, and then puts it into a centrifugal casting machine. And basically the mold is on one side and the silver is on the other, and it shoots around really, really fast, and then the silver just shoots in at high speed and high temperature and goes all the way up the tree and fills every space that's in the plaster. So that's called lost wax casting, centrifugal casting. And there's a fantastic caster in Dublin that does that, because it's a different process. It's like somebody, wiring their own house and getting an electrician and a plumber. They don't do the same job. So he then cuts the castings off the tree, and it comes back to me in a rough state, and then I clean it up, polish it, recarve any detail into it, get it to a fully finished state, and then I send it back down to him. He makes a mould and takes the pattern out of the mould, with sheets of rubber. He squeezes it around the silver piece, and then it becomes one solid lump of rubber. And then he cuts it out and takes my silver master out of that.
So that's the master mold.
Yeah, that's the master pattern. So then you have a two-part rubber mold. So then he puts the rubber mold back together and then puts it onto a wax machine, and then he can take more waxes out of it. So that's what these are. These are repeat waxes from a master pattern mold. That's Daisy the cow.
That's Daisy the cow, and it's a repeat. That's beautiful. Can we see that on camera? Can we see that's what will come back to you?
It comes back to me in silver.
In silver.
Yeah. And then I thought I had thrown in a Daisy the cow, but I don't see her here. Comes back to me in silver, and then it's rough silver though, and all of these sprues are on it in silver.
If you hold that up and actually just hold it up to around your chin height, and then you'll be able to see it on the camera there. Is that okay? Can we see it there? Just over to your.
Hang on.
Yeah.
There. Actually, there.
There we are. Because that's beautiful. Actually, you can see your jewellery in there that you have on. So anyway,
so I have to cut off all of these sprues. These are the sprues. These are part of the branches of the tree.
Yeah.
So they have to be cut off. This would be in silver.
Yeah.
And then I have to file down and carve back any detail that might be slightly lost. And then it goes through 5 stages of polishing to come to a fully finished article. And any stones, if it's a ring, there's stones that have to be set in it. It has to be sized. If it's a brooch, fittings have to be put onto it. Maybe jump rings soldered on. So all of that sort of stuff I do here in Cavan.
Yeah.
So it's all.
So you do bespoke jewellery to, like, someone can come into you and ask for something specific to their order, like even say engagement ring or anything like that.
Exactly,
you
wedding rings.
Like that.
I suppose it's more because I'm more of a carver and a wax modeler. It's more the 3-dimensional, the engraving and the nice patterns and stuff on it. I do some stone setting, but I would do engagement rings with a twist or wedding rings with a twist, not just stones on it.
Like conventional ones or traditional ones. And then we have a slideshow of some of the work on screen, so we do that the guys are putting up, so you can just talk us a little bit through what we have here.
Oh, that's a gossamer ring. That's similar to the ring that you already had on. It has that asymmetrical feel to it, and it goes down on one side and up on the other. It's a blue topaz. So it was one of my first big rings.
And it's called Gossamer ring.
Gossamer.
Gossamer.
That's part of my Children of Lair collection. with the lovely Orla wearing it, with Liz Christie scarf. Actually, that's another local person. She's in Monaghan.
Yeah, I saw some of her work actually on the Craft Council website, so I did. And this is a set, is it?
That's the ring. She's wearing the ring that you
Children
had.
of Lear, isn't
Yeah,
it?
she had earlier, and that's a double pendant.
It's just so beautiful on the finger there, so it is. Really, really long out, so it's a gorgeous ring.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's the same ring again.
And that's the same ring, that's the wax
I
of
use
the ring.
that swan a lot in the Children of Lear range because it's just gorgeous.
It's
just,
beautiful.
It just goes very well.
Yeah, when it works, why change it? And that's the different angles there of the ring that I was just wearing there.
That was a special
piece.
Yeah, it's a special commission I got from a lady. It was her 60th birthday and she wanted to treat herself to something.
Wow.
So she didn't know what she wanted to do. Yeah, she just loved jewellery. She had been a customer of mine. And she spotted a pendant I had done for my sister with made up letters of her name, Attracta. So when she saw that, she said, "Could you do my name?" And her name was Kathleen. And I was going, "Well, that's a challenge." But it is actually Kathleen.
You can see it. Oh, so it's Kathleen within
exactly.
it.
That's a bit.
And that's the wax. That's the mauve first.
That's the wax.
Yeah.
That's the wax pattern, and that's it cast in 18 karat gold. Then.
Wow.
Those pictures look a little bit pulled. The first slide.
Well, they look very beautiful from here, and
she
think that you got that out of that little blue wax that we just saw here.
Yeah,
that's amazing.
Exactly, carved it out, and the letters are front and back.
That's amazing.
The front
and
back. That you can see the overlap when it's over on one side, it's under on the other, so they're fully three-dimensional.
And this is the ring.
I was
where you start off with the design of the ring, and that's the sketch first. Underneath, is it?
Yeah, that's right.
So you start off with the sketch, then you go to the wax.
The waxes, and then that's the 18 karat gold finished ring. Well, not quite finished, almost finished. I didn't have the stone set. That was an engagement ring.
That's stunning.
Engagement ring. That was interesting. It was made of Erin, a guy that wanted to do a range of 18 karat gold jewellery in Dublin. I don't know whether he ever did or not, but he came to me to do the master pattern. It's tiny, as you can see there.
Yeah, so what is it?
It's a woman with a harp, on a harp. I think I have her here as well, actually.
Right.
I have a wax of it here.
Yeah.
And she is tiny.
Wow. Oh my gosh, that's... So will you hold it
up
to...
against my jumper again.
Against your jumper again.
Okay, I'll try.
So you can see it. Can we see that there? Can we see it?
Okay.
So if we hold it, look how tiny that is. So it's literally the size of a 10-pence piece in there. You can't see the detail, but there's amazing detail on that for such a small piece.
Yes, she has every bit of her there, and he wanted a very voluptuous woman, so every time I showed him how I was getting on, he said, "I want bigger boobs." And I went,
really? Can we go back to the image of it? Can we go back to the sketch, actually? Because can we go to the sketch of it? Okay, so look at the detail. Wow. So he kept saying to you he wanted more voluptuous lady.
And she actually has a very fine little bit of fabric on her, but you can still see the detail through the fabric.
Wow. That's a beautiful sketch as well. And this is the finished. Wow.
You can see the size of my fingers there while I'm holding them.
That is serious. That's really intricate.
That's very intricate.
And how long did it take you to do a piece like that?
I think it took me about 25 hours.
Really? Yeah.
25, 30 hours.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work.
Nearly a week of work.
Because you have to keep adding and subtracting and adding and subtracting and getting that light look. That's the whole thing, to get the lightness.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of practice and a lot of time. I mean, I'm carving waxes for over 20 years at this stage, and I still underestimate the amount of time it takes to get a piece right.
Yeah.
Because it just takes what it takes.
Yeah, exactly.
Every piece is different.
Each piece is totally different, and like that you don't know like the detail, and someone might be changing it, or yourself would be changing it.
Exactly.
So I think we're coming to something special. Oh, wow! Look at these wedding.
And that was an engagement ring. A lady who was a music teacher, and she saw my Children of Lear, and she always loved the story of the Children of Lear. So she wanted a music emblem and a swan in it. So there were various designs that I did up, and I think it was the bottom one that she picked. And she already had, it wasn't an engagement ring, it was a wedding ring. She had that Marquise stone diamond engagement ring. So she needed a dip in her wedding ring to fit the stone of the engagement ring.
To fit into it. And it works really perfect with this ring because the ring is very simple. Oh, it's really made for it. You did your job well.
I don't like dips in rings at all, because then I think it ruins the wedding ring.
Yeah.
So I said to her, we'll maybe experiment and have a different dip on the other side so that you can turn it around and have a different look when you feel like it.
Yeah.
And that the dip becomes becomes part of the design, properly part of the design.
Yeah.
Not this just lump out of
Coming
the ring.
out of the ring.
But what she was a tiny little lady. She's gorgeous, but petite, really petite. And I didn't realise that really petite women have tiny, tiny fingers. So her finger, the ring fitted on the top of my finger. That was it. It was so tiny. It was a H.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Typical woman's finger would be MNOP.
Right.
O.
Okay.
And she was H. She was
H. Wow.
GH.
So this is really... and the detail in that ring.
If you go back to the other picture, you see there's two hands. The first hand was...
So can we go back to the other picture? Just that...
If the lads don't mind, in there.
Yeah, no, they're going to go back to it now. So we see.
The top picture is my daughter's 8-year-old hand, and then the bottom one is the lady herself. But my daughter outgrew the ring.
No way. She was 8.
It was so hard to do that detail.
Wow, so the detail was
because there's two heads. There's two swans' heads coming down to the little diamond in the bottom there, and the neck, it swirls around and it doesn't touch the knotwork underneath. It's very, very three-dimensional. It was in platinum as well.
Wow. Well, it was so a really expensive metal to work with as well. So
exactly.
there was like no mistakes allowed here.
No, not really. So that was interesting.
So I think we have more intricate pieces here.
Another set of wedding rings on top in the pink, that is in a hollyhock flower. They were 18 karat white gold. And the ones underneath are more children of their pieces that I did. The one to the top right. Mm-hmm. It was a special brooch I did actually for Kathleen.
Oh, that's a brooch.
It's a brooch,
yeah. It looks like earrings, but it's beautiful.
She liked that little piece. That's part of a Seascapes collection. I had the little central piece, but she wanted to make it bigger, so I just added spirals and little dangly bits, and it turned out gorgeous.
It's gorgeous, and that's sitting on a flower, isn't it? That's sitting on a flower, that piece.
Mm-hmm. And the other one, the bangle, was a piece I did when I used to work freelance for the trade in Dublin. Right. So I made various patterns for trades. That's a bangle from the tower brooch. It's all of the detail of the tower brooch all around the front, and then as you go towards the back, there's a boss from the Ardagh chalice, and then the right at the end of the terminals, there's the head of the pin of the tower brooch. Wow! So it's a total tower brooch there. I did that for James at Blackman in Dublin.
Really, there's a huge amount of detail in that, and you do the same with that with the bracelet as you would with the others. So you do the mould as well.
Yeah, you make master pattern and wax.
And how long does it actually take from the starter process to the finisher process? Because it seems like a long process to take.
Well, it depends on how long the piece takes to make.
Right.
Once you have your master pattern in wax, then you send it down to the caster and he casts it, comes back, and then it'll be maybe about 2 weeks from when you have your wax fully finished to when you have production pieces.
Your production, okay. So it's about 2 weeks that you take.
Yeah, to get the production pieces. But then they all have to go. They have to all be cleaned up and sized and finished and whatever. And then they have to go to the assay office, Dublin assay office, to get hallmarked, stamped, whether purity of gold or silver.
And where do you do that yourself? The
no, it has to be.
Set
I have
up
my maker's mark. I have my maker's mark in EB, which is particular just to me. Every maker in Ireland would be registered under a mark. Yeah. So then you have to send everything to Dublin Castle to get it stamped, to get it assayed. Assayed means testing its purity, so that people know that it is sterling silver.
And then what would a maker's stamp look like if someone was to look at your own maker's mark?
My maker's mark is MEB because my first name is Maria, so it's Maria Elena Brennan.
Okay.
I think EB was already taken when I registered.
So MEB are distinct.
Yeah. Everyone has different marks.
Yeah, and I think we have more images coming up here, so we can go to have a look at some other images here.
Wow. Angel, the purple one is a one-off piece, again 18 karat gold and a very big trillion amethyst.
Because it's kind of like your ring that you have on you at the moment, is that?
That's sapphire.
That's the sapphire.
My engagement ring.
That's your engagement ring. Look at this rock, people. Can we go to Elaine's rings? Can we? Oh, maybe we'll have a look after.
Or we just talk about the angels?
Yeah, we can go on to the angels, and when you come back we can look. So just tell us a little bit about the angel there then as well. That's beautiful.
And that's her in wax down, well, she's gone now.
Are we gone? Yeah.
That's her down in wax. There's 2 different waxes there because I wanted to change her skirt. I wanted to give her a different skirt, a different look. But the wax was very, very light.
Delicate.
It was too delicate because the wax was only 0.5 of a mil thick. Yeah. So some of it didn't actually, it burnt fully out. And
really, yeah.
It was too thin for the silver to flow between the 2 parts of plaster. So a lot of them didn't. But that other one, the one on the right, worked. and
It really
it's
works
really
as a
nice.
piece, doesn't it? Like just
Yeah,
one
I
of the
have
different
her
detail
here
of it.
actually. This is
Oh, and this is the
Guardian
chain.
Angel. Yeah.
So this is a chain here.
Mm-hmm.
So look at this. Can we see this? This is the.
She's facing inwards because she's protecting her wearer. That's my Guardian Angel pendant. But
Oh,
she
yeah,
has her
it's
full face.
beautiful, and the detail in that is just
She has
amazing.
her full face
the
and features
and
on the other
hands.
side, which is like a secret. People like that.
Oh,
It's
right.
Usually,
Oh,
if
yeah, it comes into the chest, like
yeah, it's facing inwards.
Wow.
Usually, if there's a face
is
on
a
a piece of
beautiful
jewellery,
piece.
it's facing outwards. But that's
Yeah.
a secret.
So it's a beautiful piece. So that's the way it'd be looking if it was on you.
Mm-hmm.
I thought. Is there, and then can we just see Elena's ring while we're on the cameras here? Just can we hold it up to your chin there, Elena? Just up to the high
Okay.
mark. Can we see that? Elena's chin or Elena's ring. Look at that rock. So you made that yourself, did
I
you?
did, yeah.
You designed that yourself.
Well, I designed it, made it. Yeah. It's 18
Yeah.
karat gold and a
Yeah.
sapphire.
It's beautiful.
My husband
so
didn't
it is-
dare go out and buy me a ring.
yeah.
just-
That would be. And then the other ring that you have on you as well is the swan ring. Is
No,
it as well?
no,
Is
it's
that a
not. It's
different
just just a gossamer ring. It's 18 karat gold. Oops, I'll hold it
one?
up.
If we
there.
hold it up as well, can you see that one?
It was one of the first
Yeah.
gossamer rings, and it gave me the idea to do
To
the
do
other
more of
pieces.
those.
Hang on there.
Yeah. There's just really beautiful pieces.
It's very
in
random.
there.
This one it has too many undercuts and overcuts to make a mould. You couldn't make a mould from it, so it's a one-off.
So did you make that yourself, just out of
Yes.
mental? You made that. So you. there's
No, I made it
mould?
out of wax,
You
but
made
cast it in 18 karat gold. I thought about doing it as a production piece and redoing it again,
Yeah.
but it's not.
It's just a once
one-off.
off.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
But I have this other one in here, I think. Yes, the gold one that you saw in the photograph.
Oh, this is the one. Oh, wow. And we just hold it up high to yourself as well. Can we see? And higher again. Just there. Wow. Look at that rock on that. That's beautiful.
If I turn it that way.
Can we see? That's an amethyst stone,
That's an
isn't
amethyst
it?
as well, yeah.
Is
And
that
with this
minimal?
one-
That's semi-precious, is it? No.
Well, I suppose it's called semi-precious.
That's the
I think-
back of it.
I don't know
Wow,
whether, I
the
think
detail
maybe
on the back.
sapphires and rubies and diamonds and emeralds are the really precious ones.
Right.
But, that's the
The
detail on
amethyst
back.
catches amazing light, doesn't it?
Mhm. It does, yeah.
Yeah.
I had the amethyst and I made that piece especially for it then.
Wow, it's just gorgeous, and it goes gorgeous with the gold as well. This is just, I'm in heaven right now. See this is beautiful.
Thank you.
This is so beautiful. And then we've got more shots. So, oh, look at the detail on the back of that. Wow, the detail is amazing. So we're going back to the slideshow here. So I'll give you that
Thank
back.
you.
And here we have, this is wedding jewellery, is it? Is this new
It's
pieces that
kind
you
of
have?
it's a collection called Petals and Pearls, and I did lacy flowers and large forget-me-not big flowers,
Mhm.
and I was just playing with them to see what I would do with them. So that was just, I just had a whole pile of the pieces there.
Right.
Sometimes I just lay pieces out and play and see what happens. So the two bracelets down below, they are in production.
Oh, if we go back, can we just go back to those other ones? Just yeah. So the ones you were just talking about, the bracelets there.
Yeah, they are in production and they're on sale now as well. They go down very well.
These ones are
Yeah,
production for weddings.
For weddings
For
and
everything,
for
is
just
it?
special occasions.
Okay.
They're very feminine and lacy and
Yeah, they're
do appeal.
beautiful. They're very delicate looking.
Mhm.
Okay, we'll go on to the next.
That's more of the bigger flowers. That's I just call it a big forget-me-not flower, and that's actually that piece.
And
there.
we have the piece here, so we do.
Do you wanna hold it, or?
Yeah, I'll hold it up. We have this. This is a beautiful piece, though it is. Wow, and it's very dark, and the detail is just amazing. Even on the back of that, it's just unbelievable. And Elaine, if someone wants to get in contact with you, where would they look you up, or how would they get some details if they wanted to?
Well, my website is elenabrennan.com. All the details are there. All of the pieces. Well, a lot of the pieces are on sale there. I have a lot more at my studio in Lisseria, Cavan.
Yeah.
If you go into Google Maps and just put in Elena Brennan Jewellery Cavan, I come up. I'm marked there. So I'm only about 2 miles outside Cavan town, so very
Right.
accessible.
Well, Elaine, these pieces are just absolutely amazing. And are you showing in any shows coming up or anything
coming
like
up.
that?
that people can see you like in any craft fairs or anything like that?
Well, it's not really the time of year for
Yeah.
craft fairs. I might start doing wedding fairs again. I'm not sure. I might. I did them for a while, but really at wedding fairs, you know, people want to buy stuff there, and then they don't really want to buy commissioned pieces. So
Right.
my range at the time wasn't really suitable for bridesmaids.
Right.
And that sort of present
And
fits better now.
When you say a price range, what's the price range do you go from? Like, is from
Well, charms would start about €28, you know, so they go right up to 500, you know, for the typical piece of jewellery. Usually in around,
So
usually
really
they're under
good
100. You know, you can
so
see
a piece
there.
of bespoke jewellery and the amount of detail that's in them.
Well,
So
for bespoke is different, you know.
Right,
Bespoke
okay,
is a
this
different
is-
price
this
range.
is
This
the
is
ones
my production now. It's limited
Production.
production, but it's production piece.
So it is.
If the camera wants to look at these pieces here.
Well, I'm really sorry. We've actually, unfortunately, we've
Run
run
out
out
of
of
time.
time.
Oh,
Can you
that's
believe
right.
that
Wow.
we've run out of time? So if you want to get Elena, it's elenabrennan.com. And thank you so much, Elena, for coming in. We
Thank
could
you
talk
very
to you
much.
about this jewellery forever. It's just amazing. I'm really, really disappointed that we have to leave now. But I'm Siobhan Harton, and thank you for watching Fashion and Lifestyle.